Hello, guys, and welcome back to House Edge. It's your boy Rob and Burke. We are looking at NFL Week 16. How you doing, man?
Doing good, doing good. Had an all across the board perfect week in the NFL last week.
Oh yeah, you was on fire, 4-0
Yep,
for the
got all of
NFL.
the picks and hit the parlay. So it's
Mm.
looking good.
Yeah, I can't say the same. It was a pretty mediocre week. I think went 3-2, and then I lost the parlay, so that makes you pretty much even.
Mm-hmm. Should have just stayed away from that Army Navy game. I always get that one wrong every year.
Yeah, I try to stay away from it when I can.
Terrible game too. Not fun to watch.
So yeah, we're talking about NFL Week 16. I can start us off. I'm gonna be taking the Broncos +3 versus the Chargers on Thursday night. These two teams are both teams that are their defense is going to be at the forefront of their teams, and I think they're about equal. And then right now, Bo Nix is playing a lot better than Justin Herbert. I'm going to take them +3.
Yeah, Bo Nix looking like the best pure quarterback out of the draft. Jaden Daniels, I would say, is a close second. I would agree with this pick. I still have the Chargers money line. This is kind of a must-win situation for the teams to secure a playoff spot. Whoever wins this is basically in for sure, and the other one is going to be battling to have to win one more game, basically.
Yeah. I'm going to be also taking the Steelers +6 versus the Ravens. I don't want people to get fooled by Jalen Hurts' great passing display last week. They allowed they held Saquon to 65 yards on 19 carries. I think the defense did what they wanted to do out there, and then they just happened to lose the game because of the offense. I mean, there's no way that they lose by a touchdown margin 2 games in a row. The Steelers have been great all season.
Yeah, I don't like betting against the Steelers. I don't like picking the Steelers either. It's, one of those AFC North teams that Bengals rival. I don't like to play them a lot. It's just they're so unpredictable, and the Lamar that's going to show up has been pretty predictable this season. He's pretty damn good. And I wouldn't doubt that this Ravens team could blow it open against the Steelers. It's just 6 points is a lot of points is the problem.
Yeah, the Ravens are part of the reason why I like this play as well. I think because they went out there and beat up on the Giants, they're going to have a little bit of an emotional letdown coming into their Steelers game. I think the Steelers can squeak this one.
Mm-hmm. I can see it happening.
And we have a bit of a common play here. We're both going to be taking the Lions -7 versus the Bears. This Bears offense just cannot move the ball right now. I know the Lions are getting hit with injuries. David Montgomery's now out for the season, but they have enough in the tank to beat up on the Bears by more than a touchdown.
Yeah, I'm on the same board as you. Obviously, the Bears. I said they were gonna lose every single game for the rest of the season. They have to lose to the Lions and the Packers, which is probably going to happen considering how
Yep.
those teams are playing, and the Seahawks, which also could very much happen. I see them
Yeah,
losing all three.
0-11 on the way out. That's pretty sad.
That is beyond embarrassing. That's uh, tough sledding for the Bears. Caleb Williams, I see all this talk about, oh, he doesn't have the right weapons. We were talking about Caleb Williams going into maybe the best situation any rookie quarterback has ever gone into, and it's been completely blundered by the Bears organization and a little bit of him. He's not playing Utah
Yeah, I
State
was
anymore.
Yeah, I was watching one of these ESPN shows, and they said, they won the Panthers trade, but yet they're only 1 game better than the Panthers,
Yep.
which is abysmal for that franchise because they did by far win that trade. You get the quarterback that you want, you get an extra first round pick,
Oh yeah.
and nothing to show for it.
Yep. 100% agree. DJ Moore was supposed to be the pick of that trade and just didn't is not working out. They were using him as a running back last week.
Yeah, better days for the Bears, hopefully, but not this week.
Not this week.
I'm also going to be taking the Commanders +3 versus the Eagles. If anyone has noticed, I'm basically taking the dog in these tough divisional matchups this week. I think that the Commanders always play the Eagles tough. And there's another one where the Eagles will be coming off of a bit of a hangover after silencing the doubters with their past games.
Yeah, I almost bet the Eagles this game, and then I remembered every game between these two is usually like a couple points. I could see the Commanders winning outright too. They just have the Eagles number for some reason, and I agree with this pick.
And to close out my slate, I'm going to be taking the Browns +7 versus the Bengals. The Bengals should never be a favorite in any game in the NFL because of that defense. I know Joe Burrow's playing phenomenal, um, but even that is starting to look a little shaky. He has two interceptions and a fumble. I think he had an interception and a fumble last game as well. I think the Browns can hold off here.
Yeah, I'm taking the opposite pick as you. Bengals -7 here. We are so back, dude. What are you talking about? We are making the playoffs this year by the string of our shoes. We're going to make the playoffs and make a run for the Super Bowl. Just kidding. If we even make the playoffs, we're going to lose to the Bills in the first round.
Yeah, making the playoffs would be like going to the Super Bowl for you guys at this point.
Exactly. I'll still
and just
take
so the audience knows, I did take Burke up on the Bengals not making the playoffs. I'm writing it at -1200. And I think it's going to be a cash by the next week.
Yeah, we'll see about that. I'll take my plus one, or what is that, 1200 any day. I'm also going to be taking the Rams 3-point favorites over the Jets. The Rams, just like last week, they're in playoff mode. The Jets, they don't really need to be winning any games. It's just consolation points between Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers, who look pretty good together. But yeah, I just have the Rams kind of blowing out the Jets here, 10+ points.
Yeah, the Rams are absolutely going to make the playoffs. I can see them winning out this season. That run game has been looking good all season, and then they're finally healthy on those wide receivers. Even though Cooper Kupp had no catches last week, but those rain conditions were terrible. I see the Rams winning this game. I have them in my parlay.
Yep. And I am also taking the Jaguars +1.5 against the Raiders. The more I think about this pick, the more I think I should call the hotline. But I'm going to say it. Mac Jones is better than Trevor Lawrence this season. Mac Jones is playing better than Trevor Lawrence did for this Jaguars team before he went out.
Nah, he's not better. He's not better than Trevor Lawrence. Maybe the other teams that they're playing are tanking alongside him, and that's exactly where I'm going to stay away from this game. I don't think either team wants to win this game.
Yeah, it would benefit them not to win, that's for sure.
The Raiders are playing a random guy off the street every week.
It's the NFL. They got to play to win.
Jars.
They have to play to win here. Whatever. And my last pick, I'm taking the Bucks Cowboys over 48.5. Both of these offenses are clicking. Cooper Rush is balling. Some of the throws he had were incredible in this week's matchup against. Sorry, who did they beat this week? I'm forgetting, but he looked really good.
Who did the Cowboys play?
You had them in a parlay too. It was the Panthers.
Yeah, they beat the Panthers. Yeah,
beat up on them.
Yeah, like they beat up on the Panthers. Cooper Rush looks good against the Panthers and the Giants. That's not really saying much. But Baker's been one of the best quarterbacks in the league this year. I think he's third in touchdowns. So any game that he's in can be a shootout.
Bucks could put up 48 by themselves.
I can't trust Cooper Rush in over though. I just can't find myself doing it.
Yeah. I am doing that, aren't I? I'm putting my money on Cooper Rush, but
I mean, Baker's going to give you 30. Can he give you 19? That's the question.
I think he can do it.
It's
And
a lot of faith.
moving on to the parlays. We don't have any comments in our parlays, but they correspond to some picks. I'm taking the Ravens over the Steelers just to beat them. Taking the Eagles over the Commanders just to beat them again. The game's in Philly. I'm hoping they can pull it off. They're fighting for a 1 seed here. And I'm taking the Cardinals over the Panthers. Just Cardinals have to win this to stay fighting for their division, and the Panthers just simply aren't good enough.
I like the Ravens to have an outside chance to win that game, but not cover. Eagles also could be a similar situation, but I think the Eagles are ultimately going to lose that game. And then the Cardinals, like that's a good pick over the Panthers.
Okay. What do you got this week?
And for mine, I'm going to be. I also have a three-leg parlay, all money lines. We're going to take the Rams to beat the Jets. That should be easy. The Buccaneers over the Cowboys. That should be easy. And then the Vikings continue their winning streak over Seattle. Gino may not play, and if he does play, he's hobbled. I think the Vikings can squeak that out.
I did not know that about Gino. If that's the case, I love that, and I might add that to my parlay as well.
Yeah, he went out with a knee injury in the last game. They said he's pushing to play, but we don't know yet. Similar
Mm-hmm.
like the Patrick Mahomes situation.
Yep.
And that rounds out all of our plays. Good luck on your bets this week, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe, and see you next week.